Hey,
What's
man.
going on, y'all? Welcome back to Mawlz and Donn, baby. Episode 20, the first episode of 2023. So we got 1 year down, y'all. 20 episodes.
Episode 20. That's dedication.
Sheesh.
Proud of us. You know what I mean?
Me too.
Proud of us.
Sir, so
it's a new year. It's new energy. It's new vibes, man. Feeling good? How you feeling, Mawlz?
I'm feeling good. Ready to get back to it. It's been a little while since we've been here, but again, back with great guests for you this evening.
Facts.
We've got a producer for you. We've got some artists for you, and we can't wait to share that with you. So what have you been up to in the new year?
Man, I just been I got a lot of good energy right now. So I'm just putting that to my little
I saw you were in the studio.
Yes. You know when I'm in the studio, that means I'm about to drop something, So
Yep.
I got this new creativity going, new motivation. It's a new year, so I'm gonna drop some projects.
I saw you in there the other day. I was like, look at you back in with Classic. Okay.
Yeah. Shout out J Classic, man.
And I've had my EP coming forever and a half.
Oh, yeah.
But now
Can't wait
that's
on that.
finally in like the very last stage of the mix and master. So I'm really excited about that. Y'all be getting the first single this month.
Yeah, man. So this year, I'm gonna try a little R&B. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh,
I've been singing.
singing
I've been singing. They ain't ready.
All right.
Christian heard a little bit
Okay.
earlier. You know what I mean? But what about you?
I mean, really just getting back to, working and just getting kind of a consistent flow with my day to day. Because, I've been traveling. Like I was in Arizona. I was back in Pittsburgh again. Honestly, last year was the most I'd traveled probably since I moved to LA, which was 9 years ago. So, you know what I mean? Like I've been in and out of the place, but it's been a good experience. I got to see family, got to spend some time with cousins and a niece that I had not met before. And, just some good family time over the holidays. And so now I'm back. I'm ready to work. It's go time.
Yeah, man, we ain't going nowhere. Anybody else concerned about us or whatever, man, we here to
Don't
stay.
worry.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like we got through all the COVID and like the traveling and the Donn was sick and I was sick, but you know what? No stopping it.
We still here. We still got the showcases coming.
Yes,
we're gonna throw some shows for you guys.
And then the next showcase, we haven't solidified a date yet, but most likely it's going to be in February. So keep your eyes open. Make sure you're following the page. You can find us at Mawlz_and_Donn on Instagram.
Yep.
Also, make sure you subscribe and follow our YouTube channel at Mawlz and Donn.
That part. And we was talking about, remember earlier, a cipher too.
Yes.
Anybody interested in getting to like a cipher, man, it's going to look dope. You know what I mean? So just tap in with us.
Yeah. We're going to get that planned probably for spring, maybe like February, March. We'll see. But a lot of things in the works, and we'd love to have you all be a part. Again, thank you for your continued support. It was a really great first year, and we're looking forward to see what else comes with it.
Yeah, man. So with that being said, want to get into it?
Let's get into it. We got our
Episode 20.
first guest of the evening. We've got Justen Best with us here tonight. We're going to bring him on for you right now. And we've got Justen Best with us in the building.
Hey,
yo, what's going on?
Thank
Thanks
you
for
for
having
being
me.
here,
No
man.
problem. We got North Carolina in the building.
Oh
You feel
yeah,
me?
representing, man.
That
I
part.
ain't been here that long, but I've been enjoying my time here for sure, man.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Fresh to NoHo, right?
Oh yeah, I just got here maybe about 5 or 6 months ago.
Gotcha.
I'm liking NoHo, but I also work out in the IE too, in the Inland Empire. So I've been able to check out other parts of California, and it's really interesting to see how it's a big difference.
Right now we're checking out a song called It's Me, Jay.
I don't want to look perplexed, so I take me a J. I don't want to wait till Friday, nigga, pay me today. It's me, J. All the ladies want to take me away.
That's some wood right there.
Yeah. Drive down the PCH, smoke a little song.
So I take me a J.
You gotta hit
I
the
don't want
word.
to wait till Friday, nigga, pay me today. They should call me baby Jesus every song.
So let's get into it,
Yes,
man.
sir. I'm liking what we're hearing, though, for
Yeah.
sure. All right,
appreciate
so
that.
we have got Justen Best with us in the evening. He is a rapper, actor, and behavioral therapist from Clinton, North Carolina. He played college basketball, D1 and D3, and just moved to North Hollywood like we spoke about 5 months ago. So like you said, you've been checking out other parts of LA. Where besides NoHo have you really been able to experience or like kind of maybe go meet some people, record, network?
It's funny, man. I really haven't been around a lot of rappers, actually. I've been around a lot of different creators, but not rappers. So I've been to a lot of, dance battles and things like that. But I've spent time in Porter Ranch, Lincoln Heights, but I don't go out much like I should, though.
Yeah.
I just started checking Eventbrite, and there's so many things going on all the
Yeah.
time. You don't even have to spend money at some places.
That's facts. That's
But
facts.
parking.
But it's a good
That
thing
part.
too, because
Oh my God, the parking is
the more you
ridiculous.
go out, the more chances you got to get into some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Right, and
So-
that's the other thing about it, man. That's
Yeah.
what sucks, but we can't let that hold us back.
No,
man.
never that.
You
And-
you gotta watch your back, be cautious, but you can't let it hold you back.
No, and it's
that's
something
true.
to be said for staying in the house and focusing too. Like we
Yeah,
were
right.
speaking earlier off camera that you record yourself, correct? So you're doing audio engineering, mixing, mastering, all of that.
Yep.
And it's something to be said for really putting in that work, spending that time and those hours at home and just perfecting the craft, because there's a lot of times that you can go out and about and nothing really comes of it. You know what I mean? Like sometimes the networking will get you linked up with the right people in the right places, and other times it's just kind of like, okay, I went out and that was that, and like I could have stayed home and made a track. So.
Facts. And you know, the times I have been out, it's been cool. I actually ran into Be Real.
Hey, shout out Be Real. That's the homie.
Really?
Well, so I work in the cannabis industry, so I'm actually frequenting his shops, Dr. Green Thumbs, and there's been a couple of events where we've run into each other.
Shout out Be Real, man.
Shout out Be Real.
I went to the one in Lincoln Heights, actually.
Okay.
Or is it Hamilton Heights?
Was it the Green Thumb store?
Yeah, it was a Green Thumb store.
Okay, because there's a couple. There's like 5 of them. Like,
I know. They everywhere,
Yeah,
right?
they everywhere. I be going to the LAX one and the downtown LA location for pop-ups.
Right.
So I actually haven't been to all of the Green Thumbs. Those are the 2 primary. But yeah, no, a great group of people, honestly.
Definitely. And he's a great guy, man. Like, it's crazy how I met him. Like, I wasn't even planning to go out at all, and my brother came in from out of town. He drives trucks, so he lives in Texas. He hit me out of nowhere. He said, I'll be there in an hour. I'm like, damn. So I looked up some shit, looked up a place to go out to. It was a place called Motown on Mondays.
Okay.
And, you know, we went there. It was cool. He happened to be DJing there. Okay. You know, somebody told me that when I walked in, and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. But I didn't expect to be like you know, be able to see him like that. So, you know, me being a pothead, I was in the back where the smokers were at, smoking. I looked down, sparked my blunt. Look up. He's standing right in front of me. And I'm like, is this? I said, that ain't him, bro. Is that him, bro? And he was just such a cool dude, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he had a good conversation with me, and he was just a real down-to-earth dude. It was cool.
No, he really is. And he's been in the game forever. You know what I mean? He's a really great example of how to build something from scratch.
He's an OG.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me. It's still wild, the type of people like, well, you know, God gonna put you on the right path. So I've been watching Be Real, like, for a long time.
Yeah.
I used to watch Smokebox, knew about Cypress Hill, all other things, you know, because if you're a hip hop head, you're gonna know about Be Real.
Exactly.
So I had been watching him for a long time, way before I came here, and just the fact that I see him like that, it was crazy.
That's gonna be. I'll give you this. Like your first year or 2 in LA, it's gonna be like, I don't want to say like. What do you call it? Like shell shocked or like starstruck or whatever. But like you'll have those moments where you realize like everyone's out here just kind of on their grind working, and it's not like, you know, after a while you're just gonna be used to it. You're gonna see somebody and be like, oh, like of course they're out here on Sunset, like whatever. That happened to me the first 2 weeks I lived here. I was out walking Sunset. I forget exactly where I was going, but T.I. and Tiny just walking down the street, going somewhere. I was just like. Shit. You know, same kind of thing. You're just like, what? Like, how is this real life? But like after a while, you realize like it's just, you know, LA has such a high population of celebrities and people we've watched in entertainment for so long. So after a while, it gets kind of regular. And like that's honestly when you're gonna start making your best connections, because at that point you don't have that feeling of like, you know, that's my peer now. It's like not like they're so support. Oh my God, I can't speak today. It's not like they're so superior. Lord Jesus help me. But yeah, it's kind of inspiring as well. You know what I mean? Like you're out here in the streets among these people who are really connected, tapped in.
Right.
So take it back to the beginning. Like, how did you get involved? Or you want to tell us about your childhood? Or
well, I've always been involved with music, man. Okay. I didn't know, you know, later down the line that I'd be making music like this and taking it so serious. But when I was in middle school, I think maybe 6th or 7th grade, I think whenever the Massacre album came out with 50 Cent, and that was just an album I really took to. Like I would listen to it, and then I would take some of his bars, I would print out the lyrics, and then I'd take his lyrics and change the words. Okay. So that's kind of how I first started rapping.
All right.
Take other people's flow, kind of. But
gotta start somewhere.
I remember I did that with him and Lil Wayne's lyrics. Like it was just crazy. That's just how I started off. You know, way before I even thought about making a song or anything. I just enjoyed doing that.
Got you.
Yeah, but I started putting music out in 2018. But I've been recording music since I was a senior in high school.
Dope.
Yeah.
So you did any shows like?
I haven't done as much as I should, but you know, it's time now. I do have a show coming up on the 20th, January 20th.
Hey. We'll be there. Let us know.
Artist Ave. Yep. I appreciate that.
For real.
you know, and I just got like things like this. I just got a whole bunch of things lined up. I'm just doing everything I can. I'm gonna be working at a movie premiere tomorrow. I'm doing everything I can do. You know,
get as much content, get as much networking, everything that you can. Like you said, and you're brand new to the area, and like there's just endless opportunity here. So like you said, take it day by day. No one's ever behind as long as you put in one foot forward each day towards your goal.
Yeah.
And when you got started with your engineering, what did you start working in? What DAW?
Pro Tools.
So kind of stuck with that. And then do you use Logic, Ableton, any of those? I
don't use those. I use Pro Tools, but I have tweaked with them a little bit. They're kind of, you know, they're similar. But I just use Pro Tools.
Okay, that's what's up. And then you started that in high school?
Yes.
That's like, okay, so when you really started putting music out, it was always just like from self audio engineering.
Yep, it was always
That's smart,
well, actually, from the jump, it was my boy Kevo. He had actually been making music maybe 5 or 6 years before me. But when I got into it, you know, I first recorded at his house one time. He had the same, you know, he had everything, but he had that way back in the day. Yeah. Like before it was
like a thing to have
for everybody to have a mic, whatever the shit is called, all that shit.
Little setup in the house.
Yeah. The Focusrite thing. But and then he would mix my stuff. But, you know, once I got my own mic and stuff, I sat there and, you know, it's so annoying at first because you can't figure things out. And then once you start to figure it out, you become obsessed with it.
Oh, 100%.
I can do this more. And then you getting feedback from other people. So, yeah.
And YouTube will be your best friend. It's like, that's another thing. Like back with, you know, like you said, your friend had his set up for maybe, let's say, going back 10 plus years. Yeah. You know, there wasn't so much readily available information of how to teach yourself. And like you needed to have a mentor or somebody already doing it to really show you the ropes. And nowadays it's like, okay, I can't figure out this EQ. Let me just throw it in Google and see what happens.
It's crazy.
You know, or YouTube. But it is a really great skill to be able to do that for yourself and saves you a lot of time, money. And then also you hear the sound of what you want it to sound like better in your head than you can really express to people a lot of the time.
That's right.
So, you know, that's a really
main thing. You save a lot of money. I got a lot of songs I need to mix and master. Right now, I already know what it costs. You know what I'm saying?
You said it, run up the bag.
Sure, exactly. If I can do it myself, what you winning? You know what I'm saying?
That's right. No, that's
pocket
dope.
that $250 or whatever it costs.
So let's also talk a little bit about your recent album. So we played It's Me, Jay off of that album. The album is called
Best Case Scenario.
Best Case Scenario.
That's actually one of my favorite songs on the album. Maybe, you know, it's so short though, just one verse, but it just, you know, I feel like it really represents me and, you know, how I feel and how people see me. You know, just like the song is bouncy and nice and, you know, it's a good vibe. So that's it just kind of really represents me, I feel. But I really feel like this is my best album.
Okay.
I know everybody probably says that, but...
But I've
like actually, you know, I've actually gotten better every album, and I can actually see that, you know, drastically.
Yeah.
You know, the way it sounds and with my ad libs, because I remember at first I wasn't doing a lot of ad libs. I didn't feel like I was good at ad libs and that shit. But but then you know, I figured it out, and I'm like, damn, okay, I can add this in. Yeah.
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
Right.
And then so with this album, you said you're going to be getting more of like a press circuit going, more content for your pages, and then performing out. So you definitely need to hop on a Mawlz and Donn showcase when we have our next one.
Yeah,
for sure.
Let's also talk about in your music, who are some of your favorite collaborators? Like who are some of your favorite either features or producers that you've worked with?
Definitely my boy Kevo from North Carolina. He's out in Charlotte right now. My man Kid Slim, he's in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
All right, PA.
Yeah. My man Buwani, he's actually out here, and he's from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. So, you know, we went to rival high schools, and it's, you know, it's just crazy. It's a small world. He's out here, and I happen to be out here too. He doesn't live far.
That's amazing. You guys can link up anytime.
Yeah.
And then go ahead.
And I was gonna say, how's the scene out there in North Carolina? I know y'all got Cole, you know what I'm saying? PD Pablo, right?
It's lit.
Justen Best, you feel me?
It's lit out there, man. They have a lot of talent coming out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. And even there's a singer, Summer. She's with a group called Summer and the Lovers.
Okay.
She's a good artist. She's from Fayetteville. You know, we got a lot of talent out there. You know, definitely Cole.
That's my favorite rapper. I keep it.
Yeah. Oh man, I love 100%. Cole. Born Center, the best album.
Yeah. He got a lot of them, but yeah.
He's like searching through the memory banks.
Exactly. But yeah. Shout out Cole, man.
Yeah, shout out Cole.
So tap in with your guy, man.
Oh yeah, got to.
Yeah.
And then as far as your production goes as well, how do you get your beats? Is it like you're reaching out to people, they're reaching out to you? Do you kind of find them online?
I have a few OGs I can get beats from. You know, sometimes I'll go on YouTube and find them. I know a few people that make beats out here, but I like really specific beats. You know, I'm very picky. Every time somebody listens to my music, they're gonna listen to it. They're gonna listen to the whole song because it's so beautiful from top to bottom. It's like it's so dramatic. You know what I'm saying? When you cut a song on, it's like boom, and then the song comes on, then the lyrics come in. You know, it's a show.
Almost
it's all
more like cinematic.
Cinematic. It's a show. You know. It's not just some regular shit.
So y'all watching, if you got those specific type of cinematic beats, you're more than welcome to tap in with him. If you want to go ahead and drop your socials for the people, where can they find you on Instagram?
You can find me on Instagram at JustenDBest, JustenDBest. Twitter, JBestBball. And that's all I got.
All right.
I don't be on anything
Y'all know
else.
where to find him.
Yes, sir.
And then we also have an in-booth performance tonight by Justen Best. What song we going to be performing?
It's going to be These Keys. It's actually off of my album, not this one, but the one before that. Best. It's something best.
He's like, I've done so many, I can't even remember.
All my albums.
If y'all go look him up on Apple Music, it's hella songs on there. So definitely if you want to go check the progression from 2018 to now, I highly recommend that you do so. But in the meantime, we've got Justen Best with These Keys.
In the fashion show trying to be international. If you want them blasting, you can't care about when they trashing you. Always look a man in the eyes when they be asking you questions. I'm in a session trying to end my depression. I never take a loss, it's not an L, it's a lesson. So when that truck hit my car, it was more like a blessing. Suggestion, y'all all should listen to Justen. He don't be cussing, but busting these bars. Got different topics, different discussions. My scars, we talk about them shits over cigars. A couple years, make it clear, I'll have over 6 cars. You know my brother, keep the stick close, it never be far. I'm unique, so when I speak, it was never before seen or heard. And all these birds starting to get on my nerves. Be spitting verbs and similes, hoping you remember me. Shiver me, timbers, be rich by December. And every time I get a beat, I put it in the blender. If I had lost my voice, these keys would sing for me. If I ain't aimed that thing, my friends will ring for me. Time to marry the game, please bring the ring to me. If I had lost my voice, these keys would sing for me. Speaking on factual, actually international. Sometimes it's not your time, that don't mean no one is passing you. If I saw me in the corner, I would pass it too. The only time swole let a shot off, he was passing through. It's spoken word when I start flipping the words. It mess with my nerves when I'm seeing the dip in the curves. Losing focus, the October classic like Hocus Pocus. Just notice they gon' need them a casket, they try to poke us. If I had lost my voice, these keys would sing for me. If I ain't aimed that thing, my friends will ring for me. Time to marry the game, please bring the ring to me. If I had lost my voice, these keys would sing for me. If I had lost my voice, these keys would sing for me. If I ain't aimed that thing, my friends will ring for me. Time to marry the game, please bring the ring to me. If I had lost my voice, these keys would sing for me.
Yes, sir. That was Justen Best with These Keys. Thank you so much for blessing the booth this evening.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming on, man.
Yes.
I appreciate y'all having me, man. It was a great conversation.
Great conversation.
And we're back again with our next special guest of the evening. We've got producer Zayce Hundo in the building tonight.
Yes,
That's good.
Welcome on.
How you feeling, man?
Good. I'm feeling great. How y'all feeling?
Feeling great, man.
New year, right?
Yes,
sir.
What are we listening to right now?
We're listening to Bang Your Line featuring THANKYOUMARTINO.
Right Let's check it out.
Single I just dropped on all platforms.
That's a vibe, man. He got a good voice too.
Yeah, he's talented.
It's radio ready.
I recorded, made the beat, mixed and mastered by me.
I love to hear it.
Got a video for that? My bad.
No, not yet. Not yet.
It's coming?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so
Yeah,
a little
like that.
bit about our producer this evening, Zayce Hundo. Zachary Enriquez, professionally known as Zayce Hundo, is a music producer and engineer based in La Puente, California, a suburb east of downtown Los Angeles. In 2013, Zayce became interested in beat making. He went on to attend the Los Angeles Film School for Music Production. 9 years later, he is operating his own music studio, 11 Studios, along with his partner Innovate, building up his quality and providing professional engineering in a variety of different services. In those 9 years, Zayce has worked with a variety of artists over the years, including Nhale, Empire's Larry June, Young Drummer Boy, Phoenix Flexin, Def Jam Records Ono, and plenty more. His experience as a studio owner resulted in his status as a highly sought-after producer working within the Los Angeles area. In 2021, he dropped his debut producer album, All In, featuring artists Joey Since, DJ Turf, West Coast Thru, D Other, D3V, Nhale, Six Villa, Kickdo, Mas Fortuna, Mike De Niro, Supreme, and D3V. Zayce has also produced over 200 tracks available across all music platforms. Wow. All right.
Young legend in the building.
Working, man. Shoot.
One of those artists is my boy Nhale.
Okay. I know. Yeah, I was probably mispronouncing, but yeah, Nhale.
Yeah, shout out Nhale.
Shout out
Shout out
to
Nate Dogg. You know what I'm saying? That's Nate Dogg's son.
Oh, for real? See,
Son of
learn
Nate
something
Dogg,
new
yeah.
every day. Let's go. All right, so we've got a lot to talk about. So, owner of 11 Studios.
Yes, sir.
And then also you've got, your production. You said before the cameras were rolling, we talked a lot about how it's kind of the era of the producer these days. Like back in the day, you used to be really kind of like in the shadows, and now you're a household name, as some of these people have shown, like DJ Khaled, DJ Drama, etc.
Yeah, they set the bar for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm out here trying to get it, show my face.
100% in every facet. So that first song that we just heard, you're also performing on it?
No, I just produced, recorded, and mixed it.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so the artist is THANKYOUMARTINO. He did the whole track.
Gotcha. So how do you attack producing wise? Every producer is different. Do you you rather cook up with an artist? Do you build them in studio sessions, or do you send stuff out? Or
Yeah, I like to link with the artist and build from scratch for sure.
Gotcha.
That's where the magic's at,
Mm-hmm.
Like you could send a beat, they might like it, but I don't know. When you get an artist, when in the studio with an artist is different,
Yeah.
Plus you can find a direction a little bit easier,
Facts. I feel like the artist, every time I cooked up with a producer in person, as soon as you start with the claps, the piano, whatever it is, it's my bars is better on that track.
Yeah.
For some reason,
Right?
I don't know why.
When you're able to bounce ideas off each other, you know what I mean? I'm sure that with everything that you do, I'm sure part of that as well, I would assume you do some vocal arranging. You might be okay, you could deliver this a little better, or comp, exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
So there's a magic to be had with just the two people in a room together.
Yeah,
facts. So how did you take us back to the beginning?
Well, I started doing music in 2013. I've always kind of been interested in beat making. But I went to school for it in 2013 to the LA Film School. I didn't have no knowledge of beat making or anything really.
Yeah.
So for me, it helped me out, because I was able to learn mixing, mastering, beats. So anybody out there that's trying to get into production, look into some schools. There's lots of them. That was just one that I chose. Is in Hollywood. So not only was it good education, but everybody's around there.
Networking like crazy.
Sure.
Yeah, going to that school as well. So I made a lot of connections right out the gate.
Got you. So did you grow up you just never wanted to be an artist, or you just heard melodies in your head? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've always had an ear just for beats and stuff.
Gotcha.
I'd never DJ'd, but I feel like I could have DJ'd, but I just always been into all kinds of music,
Gotcha.
So and music kind of runs in my family, and so I have some musicians, some singers.
Okay.
And my godfather, he's a Grammy Award engineer.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, so it's in the blood. So.
Absolutely. It definitely makes a difference.
Yeah.
Myself, even growing up, my dad's a guitarist, and I grew up singing oldies with his band and whatnot. Nothing major, but definitely helped shape me and help me be able to collaborate and work with people a lot more fluidly, because you're understanding the importance of your timing and bars and what all that actually means and how to arrange your harmonies, etc. So there's something to be said for that.
Yeah, no, that's the everyday craft. You got to go in and perfect that as an artist,
Yeah.
And when you said that you went to school, so you mentioned it's a film school. Were you going like seeking music production? Was that the course offered there?
Yeah, that's just the name of the school, but they do recording, game. They do a bunch of stuff. So when I went, they had a production program, and that was new.
Okay.
So not only did they go over recording, they went over how to make beats. So and that's what I was really interested in. So
did they also kind of show you how to do things for film and TV as far as like doing scores?
Yeah, scores. Yeah, you know, and it was dope. They gave us all the DAWs. They taught us all of them, how to use all of them. So
yeah.
Which ones do you work out of?
I produce in Ableton and I record in Pro Tools. Yeah, nice. But I feel like that's what gave me an advantage, like right out the gate, is that I knew how to get ideas quick just because I knew how to operate it, you know?
Yeah. It seemed like you were like established, you are established producer. Larry June, Phoenix Flexing, Nhale, some names in there, man. So, so when you first started producing, how did you get your name out there to like get these artists to trust your sound? Like, you know, how did you?
I started working with like local artists, you know, in my city, right? I met my boy Six Villa, and he was with this group of other upcoming artists that was already establishing themselves. So meeting him, he introduced me to other artists. You know, got songs with them, and I just kept working. You know, like my plan was like, I just want everybody to be on my beat, so as many people as I can. So I was just hitting people up on IG, networking. When I met people, you know, I could send you beat packs.
Just like taking as many sessions as you can, getting in as many rooms.
As many sessions as I could, you know. And yeah, man, just consistency and just putting in work, you know. That's what got me all that, you know.
Well, producers is definitely like a word of mouth type thing. Like you hear somebody high, like who made that? It like spread like fire, low key. Like,
so you know what I mean? Sometimes I'll have like 5-6 songs drop in a month. Not me personally, but what artists that I worked with. So I feel like that just gives me like a nice buzz, you know. Like people just always see my name, hearing my production. So.
Yeah, I feel like for producers too, it's almost expected that you have so much more content than an artist a lot of the time, just because, you know, when it comes down to the actual, like, you know, writing of the lyrics and the performing and then doing everything that comes with the package deal of being an artist, a lot of times it can take a little bit longer to put out what you need to put out. Whereas with a producer, you know what I mean? Like you've got a catalog for days and you're just like, let me send this pack here, this one here, this one here.
Exactly. So I'd be hitting up the artist like, hey, send me that video so I can post it, you know, send me that cover art, you know. I try to stay on top of that, you know.
For sure.
Then we heard you got your own studio.
Yep, I got my own studio with my boy Innovate 11 Studios. We're in like SGV kind of IE area.
Okay.
So we've been out there like 4 years. Yeah, man. Anybody you could probably name has been through there at least once.
That's dope.
Know? So we've got to work with a lot of artists and do a lot of dope records.
I see the branding on the hat.
Yes, sir. Shout out
I
my
was
team.
say it's important to brand yourself for sure.
Yes, sir.
So what you opening your studio and all that, did it like help with your career? Think?
Oh yeah, most definitely, because then I was able to reach out to artists like, yo, I got a studio, I make beats, just pull up, you know, we'll do a session, you know, on the house and work, you know. So also got more like local artists coming through, you know. So I feel, you know, shout out all the local artists, upcoming artists, because they keep me busy, you know, and you never know who's next, you know. You never know. So I feel like I'm just working with like so many people, and like something's gonna hit, you know, super big.
That's exactly it. Yeah, put enough out, something's gonna catch.
I'll take this one.
So with production, there's a lot of pros and cons. What would you say are like the best things about being a producer in that career path, and what are some of the worst things or the things that are most challenging?
I mean, the best thing is I get to do what I love every day, you know. Not many people can say that.
That's facts.
But it's a grind, you know. I'm almost 10 years in, no breaks, you know, like never off the grid. Like since I've started, I've constantly done music. I've been living off music for like 4 or 5 years now, solely. So yeah, you gotta just put in the work and be patient, you know. Understand that it's a marathon, you know. So just take your time, but definitely, you know, it's fun. I get to work with a bunch of dope artists, different creatives, you know, so it's fun learning new things from different people. So
Gotcha.
And some of your influences in production, like growing up, what would be some of like the background to your childhood as far as like genres?
I listen to a little bit everything, you know, rap, pop, R&B. Yeah, you know, I grew up out here, so definitely in the West Coast, G-Funk stuff, Dr. Dre, DJ Quick, Battle Cat, you know, they're all influenced, but Pharrell, you know, Timbaland, I like the crazy records too, the experimental type, you know, so Yeah, man, I'm really into like feel good records and like I want to work on like super big records, you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So I've always been into like kind of mainstream music, you know. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I mean, and everything's a hybrid of everything else.
Yeah,
so you know what I
exactly.
mean? It's just like whatever influence you want to have more outstanding in the record, you get to choose. Like you said, it's like it's art. So you kind of slapping the paint on, see what happens.
I feel like the most talented people listen to everything.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You can put on some shit right now, all the Backstreet Boys shit I know. You feel me? Like, whatever it is, like all the Gucci, you know, I can bounce around and.
Yeah, you gotta have a ear for everything, you know.
Facts. I got a question. So, for producer wise, like 2023, a lot of people do splits, 50-50 with artists. How do you do it, or what do you think is best, like for producers? Somebody coming up, like to work with artists. You know what I mean?
As far as splits,
like some people like.
I'm sure, there's probably multiple structures depending on who you're working with, but what would be like the most common, I guess, for somebody who doesn't know?
You know, 50-50 if it's just you and the artist, you know, but then there's lots of variables as far as co-production or writers and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
But yeah, you know, all you upcoming producers, I would find upcoming artists to work and build with, you know, like that's really the best way. You know, don't worry about the business stuff right away. You know, I feel like some people get ahead of themselves, you know. Focus on the craft first, you know, and all that will come.
Seems like everything comes full circle. We just doing it for the love.
I've also heard from a lot of producers too, some advice they've given is that, you know, like, again, don't always go chasing after like the biggest placements, the biggest features first. It's actually a lot more, how do I say, like it's a more steady flow of work when you like build with somebody who you believe in locally, because then by the time they do get those bigger placements or they get the bigger features, it's like you already tapped in, tied in with that person.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I work with a lot of upcoming artists. You know, I kind of do some artist building. You know what I mean? So I've been working with a couple artists for like 4 or 5 years. So.
Gotcha.
You know, like I said, that's definitely the more steady flow.
Yeah,
you know,
longevity, the long game.
Gotcha.
Well, listen, we got a booth, or not? We got a booth, but we also got an entire like little spaceship set up over here, and we'd love for you to play us some beats if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
El 11, chico. El 11.
Tonight, let me inside. I've been on this road, I ran out of time, but I cannot hide, boo, how I'm feeling about you. Come take this ride, need you for life. Might have to slide, I DM'd you twice. I might be in your line too, so just don't hit decline, boo. Yeah, look, on my way, said I'm on my way. Kisses on your neck, mascara running down your face. Legendary pussy, that body wanted a grace. Usually when I pull you closer, that's when you say you need space. Diamonds dancing, so romantic. Went from low income to high fashion. Yeah, ice standing out, you bought with them skates. If it ain't mine, then that shit going to waste. Come through tonight, let me inside. I've been on this road, I ran out of time, but I cannot hide, boo, how I'm feeling about you. Come take this ride, need you for life. Might have to slide, I DM'd you twice. Might be in your line too, so just don't hit decline, boo. Is we turning up?
Nice. All right, let's go. Let me get the next one.
El 11, chico. 11.
Off this drink and I'm feeling kinda oozy. Hopping out of Benz to a hoopty. And that's your bitch, tell me why she wanna choose me. He a lame, you a lame, he a groupie. Aye, off this drink and I'm feeling kinda oozy. Hopping out of Benz to a hoopty. And that's your bitch, tell me why she wanna choose me. He a lame, you a lame, he a groupie. Aye, off this drink and I'm feeling kinda oozy. Hopping out of Benz to a hoopty. And that's your bitch, tell me why she wanna choose me. He a lame, you a lame, he a groupie. They don't stand on what they say, they goofies. Suckers had they chance, they didn't shoot me. I got him hit, but he lived, yes he got lucky. Bitches way too straight up, so they tryna fuck me. What's the matter, little baby, your first time? Shit, I be dubbing bitches like all the time. I be everywhere they claim, I ain't hard to find. Put trophies in the fam, I put on for mine. Suckers don't got no juice, where your currents at? Catch you painted on these walls, we gon' burn that. They pretending like they solid, but it ain't facts. Feeling newsy off this drink, got me laid back. Off this drink and I'm feeling kinda oozy. Hopping out of Benz to a hoopty. And that's your bitch, tell me why she wanna choose me. A lame, you a lame.
Alright, what we got next?
El 11, chico. 11.
going by the night. One more hit, it'll be alright. You need love, but we just fight. I'm so fucked up, I lost my sight. Faded through the day, going by the night. I took one hit and it eased my pine. She's so fine, but I ain't blind. So looks ain't the reason that I can't cry.
Had to kick a bitch left, had to kick a bitch left, had to kick a bitch left, had to kick a bitch left. She was fucking up the check, so I left her in the set. Had to kick a bitch left, had to kick a bitch left. Nothing to lose, I'm feeling ignorant. Love being the way I had to quit a bitch. I just need my loot, fuck a boot, need my dividends. I've been outside on my own, having business. If it's money on the line, then we risking it. Blow on my side, we ain't risking shit. I have some more feelings, think I rich on shit. Fuck a relationship, we don't need a bitch.
Faded through the day, going by the night. One more hit, it'll be alright. You need love, but we just fight. I'm so fucked up, I lost my sight. Faded through the day, going by the night. I took one hit and it eased my pine. She's so fine, but I ain't blind. So this ain't the reason that I can't cry.
Mawlz and Donn, episode 20. All right, that was Zayce Hundo with some beats for us. Can you tell us who the artists were on those tracks?
Yeah, the first track was Thank You Martino. That song was called Bang Your Line. I just dropped that. It's under Zayce Hundo on all platforms. Second song was Lil Praze. Third song, Nhale featuring Nana Elan.
All right. Yeah. They sounded amazing. Thank you so much for coming on the show,
sharing
y'all. Your talent with us. Go ahead and drop your socials for the people. Where can they find you on Instagram, etc.?
Yeah, all socials, Zayce Hundo. Shout out my team 11. Shout out Mawlz and Donn. Shout out Chris. Appreciate y'all.
Hell yeah, thank you. It's been another great episode of Mawlz and Donn.
Baby, we out. Turn up.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.